here, which should be very lively. Wayne Alexander, who rejuvenated his dwindling career in electric fashion by wiping out Takaloo in September, returns. But a year ago, his reputation had been left in tatters because Delroy Mellis, this opponent in the red trunks, overcame him in 8 rounds. Alexander blames awful preparation, says it was a wake-up call and promises revenge. But has Mellis got his number? It was a strange night 12 months ago. What happens here?
Well, you would expect Alexander to win well here, as you would 12 months ago, but that didn't happen. Mellis got that good win, and he's always been a little bit of a danger man who can go through bad spells and come back with a good win. He'll have a bit of confidence. He's done it once. He'll think he can do it again.
Big puncher, Wayne Alexander. But add to that the fact that Delroy Mellis has won 10 fights, and every one of those has been inside the distance. This isn't going 10 rounds.
You would not think so. Both decent punches. But Alexander will be looking to be a little bit more careful this time. He'll have done his preparation right, and he'll want to do a very good job.
Left hook just on the top of the head of Delroy Mellis. He's been back to Belfast, back to John Breen, Wayne Alexander, locking himself away, and he says he is physically so much better than he was this time last year. It'll be a totally different affair.
Well, Alexander taking his time, just walking in, trying to get the jab on before he commits himself with anything bigger.
Certainly should be a league above in terms of levels, Wayne Alexander, who's fought for the world 11-stone title before. Mellis, a good southern area champion, but you'd have thought that would be the difference between them, until, of course, one detonates on the other's chin.
That's right. Well, he's still just pacing forward, looking to try and get the range right. Alexander. Mellis doing very little at all. He's just on the defensive. Just can't get the punches to connect when he goes for the left hook, Alexander.
And what a left hook that flattened Takaloo. It's nice to see Takaloo back at ringside with us watching that. A good left jab to finish the round from a busy Wayne Alexander.
You're going to walk on them jobs, aren't you? Relax and breathe.
John Breen, who has breathed life into Alexander's career. 31 years of age now. He's only had 23 fights in 9 years. It's been ever so frustrating because he's got the power to compete on any stage.
Yes, he has. He's a good performer when he's right. Good boxer and an excellent puncher. But maybe his best days are a little bit behind him.
Over in Mellis's corner, James Cook, former British super middleweight champion. Trains on rhythm. Delroy Mellis, originally from Jamaica, boxing out of Brixton now. Here's the second round. We're in the 11-stone light middleweight division. The black trunks with Sade on the waistband. That's Wayne Alexander's 2-year-old girl. And a right hand over the top. And again. And Delroy Mellis has been slow to get started here. It's all Alexander so far.
Yes, it is. But Alexander can't get overconfident and just commit himself too much. He's got to be careful.
Yep, we've seen Alexander go down before.
Mellis has got that awkward style. He just tucks up, crab-like, gets himself very low, bends the knees, then comes up with a big shot.
Has lost 20, Mellis, so fringing on the terms of journeyman. but because of his punch power, he can always spring a surprise. Alexander on the deck against Howard Clark earlier this year to a body shot. And he was also hurt in that area by Takalou before Takalou came in, overexposed himself and was knocked out cold.
Well, he's having to reach for punches, and that can be dangerous for Alexander. Well, it's not giving him much to aim for and not coming back with very much, so it's Alexander who's got to make all the going.
Right hands have had the success so far for Alexander. Lunge from Mellis, nearly left himself wide open there. It's exciting, though, the anticipation of this one.
It is. You know that both of them could knock out the other if they connect. Lunges with a big left hook, not gonna land with that. Needs to get closer in. Mellis.
He did land with that 12 months ago. That undid Wayne Alexander, who said he lost 2 stone in 6 weeks and had absolutely nothing left after the 5th round.
Well, he knows better. That's a painful lesson to learn.
Yep, he was humiliated, embarrassed, and almost saw his career out in oblivion. But he's come back, credit to him for that. And he could be in some interesting fights in the new year, providing he rights the wrongs tonight.
Well, he's getting up with some decent punches. Not all are landing cleanly, but he's looking to load up and get the power shots on Alexander.
Looks sharp, though. Looks as though he's trained well.
Yep, he must have. You know, he's not going to let this one go by again.
Go around, boy.
That's good, man. He put his head down and put your leg out. Put your leg out. He put his head
You're round,
all the way
says
in the corner.
John Breen, as Wayne Alexander has been sparring with Eamon McGee, our old friend who's coming back in the new year.
You can't right hand the body. Gotta work your left hook. That's 2 rounds of 1 round.
Work the left hook to the body, says John Breen. Right advice?
He's leaving it open at times. It's hard to go for body shots against Mellis, because to do that, you've got to commit yourself. Hands come down, and that's when Mellis can come back with a big blow. But John Breen wants Alexander to go through the punches, to loosen up, and that's what he needs to do.
Through the middle, and he's down. You gotta work on the job. Got to make him move on the make him job. Stop the same right hand on the top.
Bonus 10 seconds.
Concentrate yourself. Don't lose concentration.
Living in Belfast, running the hills in South Lamar. Different world for Alexander. Needed something to change. Here's the 3rd round rematch. Remember, Delroy Mellis got the, some say, fortunate victory over Wayne Alexander last time. Derailed the Croydon light middleweight plans for a while. Alexander's bolted down, realizes at 31 there's no time to lose. He's been calling out Daniel Santos and Winky Wright, world champions. I mean, maybe a step too far, Glenn, but he's got the power to trouble people.
Well, I know it's a stage in his career where he wants a big fight and a decent earner, so he's got to try and do that. But needs to go over old ground and get a win here.
Searching for that left hook to the body, and then some following right hands to prise open the tight guard of the 33-year-old Delroy Mellis, who's come in at fairly late notice, although he was in training for a fight with Matthew Macklin that didn't come off. So should be fairly fit.
Well, he looks in decent condition, going for the body shots there. That might trouble Alexander a little bit.
Yep, Alexander admitted he was really hurt by one that Takalou landed before the crunching end came on that atmospheric night at the York Hall Bethnal Green. We'd have that one, wouldn't we, next year, if Takalou can win a couple of comebacks?
He certainly would like that one, wouldn't he? Well, Mellis trying to do a little more work. Alexander has to go with him as he tries a big right hand.
Trying to get his jab out, but again Mellis works the body, and I think that's had an effect on Wayne Alexander. Is that a weakness?
We heard a grunt there, didn't we? And Mellis going for the big shots. He gulps the air, trying to get over it.
Yep, really trying to get his breath back, Wayne Alexander. Good advice in the corner from James Cook to work Alexander's body. But now he tries to work Mellis's. Good fight.
Well, this is a good round. It's starting to liven up this fight. We thought it might.
So often blown hot and cold, Wayne Alexander not defending his WBU belt. Can't look at this as a payday before Christmas. It's a job to be done. He's got to do it if he wants to be topping bills in 2005.
Well, that was Mellis's round. He got a good shot in there to the body. You heard Alexander let a big grunt out when his shot went in. That was a headshot from Mellis. There's the one through the middle, right in the solar plexus. Short little shot. And that one really hurt. There it is, just going in, and you see his body just come down as he tries to suck in the air.
Yeah. The one with the body, there took the body, right hand behind it, get him one there and look good. You never see, there hand, put the punch in. Oh,
John Green wants more of Alexander's own body attacks. Fourth round. Fascinating affair. Black trunks of Wayne Alexander, black boots and red of Delroy Mellis. Old rivals. Who will win the day here as Mellis goes on the drive, on the attack, really trying to plant his feet and get some power home.
Well, you just get the feeling Mellis thinks he can do it again, don't you? Come out this round trying to take the fight to Alexander. Alexander now firing back.
Both opening up. That's why the crowd like Wayne Alexander, because you never know what's going to happen. He aims for Mellis's body. Good left hook going in there. It's warming up into the type of barroom brawl he had with Paul Samuels when he won the British light middleweight title a few years back, Alexander. He's box office.
Well, he's exciting, and this is good from Alexander now. After a good start from Mellis, he's starting to put the punches in. Mellis on the back foot. I think he's just felt the power a little bit.
Was stopped in 5 last time out. Delroy Mellis by Gilbert Eastman has to eat up a body and a headshot there. And Alexander growing with confidence as he tries to walk Mellis down.
Well, he's got himself in shape, Alexander. Now he's got to use it. He's got to keep the pressure on Mellis. Don't give him any time.
Crisp, straight right hand. But Mellis has got a great deal of pride, and he'll believe he can pull off the upset again. But it's getting harder for him here in the fourth.
Both loading up with punches there. Mellis going for the right to the body. Alexander the right to the head.
Always says Wayne Alexander, he's got no idea how the power is so concussive. He said it's absolutely natural. He just throws his shots and gets the timing.
Well, he plants his feet, you know, he naturally stands, really grips the canvas and looks for power. The power comes from the legs. Real thumping right hand to the side of the head. Time and time again, he's getting through Alexander.
Just blowing a bit, though, Wayne Alexander. Doesn't want to punch himself out because the defense can become scattered at times. Often happens with big punchers. But look at those thudding home.
Well, he shouldn't have to worry about the fitness. If he's done the work in the gym, he'll get through this.
Slow back to his corner, Wayne Alexander. Looks down at Takaloo.
We're in there, man. Number 10, hey, you. And stop that. Stop that. Concentrate with your game.
Quite right from John Breen. Stop that. Talking to Takaloo and OJ Abrahams down at ringside and get on with it.
Yeah, he's got to do that. Obviously a sign of his confidence from that round, which he come through very well, looked strong, was teeing off with good shots to Mellis, body and head. And I think, you know, he just showed a little bit of confidence when he come back because he was feeling good.
6 of 10. Light middleweights. Remember, Delroy Mellis in fight number 32, when Alexander in his 24th outing. Alexander looking for his 22nd victory. Mellis only his 11th. He starts the rounds quickly, Mellis, trying to put Alexander under pressure, catch the referee's eye, but it doesn't last long.
No, it normally lasts about 30 seconds. He has landed a good right hand to the body in this round, and he's coming on pretty strong as usual. Mellis in the first 30 seconds. He needs to keep it up, though.
And there's no doubt he also hurt Alexander in the third with another right to the body. So he is still dangerous as long as he's there, and Wayne Alexander will know that better than us.
Just trying to set himself for the big power shots. Alexander, often difficult to hit. Mellis does move quite erratically, gets down very low.
But he has lost 7 of his last 8, Delroy Mellis. So the form really is with Wayne Alexander, but did the Brixton man just work a plan out last time, which he thinks he can reenact late on here?
Well, I think he's got to keep the pressure on. He's got to really get on top of Mellis and keep the punches going in. Sooner or later, Mellis will get the message. But it's whether Alexander can keep doing that.
Sometimes only seems to get up for certain fights, Wayne Alexander. There was a lot of needle between him and Takaloo. He really felt he was miles better than the Iranian based in Margate, and it certainly proved short and explosively to be the case in September, at least for now.
Well, Mellis must be in decent shape himself, because he's took some pretty solid blows, body and head, from Alexander, and you know, he's still there, still pretty sprightly.
It was a test for Matthew Macklin until Macklin broke his hand when sparring with Ricky Hatton. So he was waiting for an opportunity, and this one came, and he fancied it. But he's getting outboxed in a great deal of patches here, and Alexander, when he gets the shots home, looks impressive.
Well, it's a good workout for Alexander. He's winning the rounds.
You can stop him, and he doesn't look tired, does he, Alexander?
No, he needs to do a little bit more work. He's getting a bit one-paced in there, just following Mellis, and you know, he could do with just lightening up a bit.
But he's in no danger of losing this, is he, Glenn?
No, it's pretty much all Alexander. He's getting through with the better shots. You know, Mellis hasn't really went out there to try and win the rounds. He's pretty much been under pressure for most of it.
He's up sprightly. That's a good sign to see. 6 minutes left when Alexander's WBU belt not on the line. A 10-round non-title affair, but it's been fought at a pace, frenetic at times. A couple of really good rounds, well, they've both given as good as each other, but it's Alexander's extra polish and class He's just found the openings.
Yeah, but I'd like to see Alexander. He's put some good shots in, some good power shots, but I'd like to see him up the gear at times. He's never really done that.
Do you think Takalu, as a viewer tonight and seeing round after round, will be getting a little bit more confident and a bit more enthusiastic about the rematch?
Well, he's probably quite amazed what happened last time and just sees it as a big mistake from him. And we'll want to get in and try and get a rematch.
And looking at Alexander, ways to beat him?
Almost definitely. I mean, the work rate more than anything. He's pretty one-paced, Alexander. He looks for the big shot a lot, and I think can be outboxed. And we know he can be out-hit as well.
Mellis still trying to get the right hooks through. Good defense from Alexander, who wants to make good money in the last couple of years of his career for kids Sade and Rihanna and Rene, his stepchildren, who he dotes on as well. Thoroughly decent guy, Wayne Alexander, and you wish him the best, but he's almost thrown his career away at times. He could have been so much more.
Yeah, he could have really developed. Looked very good against Harry Simon when he lost that one, but never quite just got to the top, and always just fell a bit short. Maybe it's work rate, maybe too much of a puncher and not the boxing ability.
The breaks didn't really fall for him either. Maybe they will. Right hand from Mellis, just a reminder there. Alexander, a little bit less in patches of this round. See him breathing rather deeply. He might have expected to have stopped Mellis by now.
Well, he went out pretty hard early on, throwing a lot of heavy shots, getting full pound of them. That really tires you. Mellis has never raised his game and looked that much of a threat. Although we know he's a puncher if he can land.
Just looking at his record, this is actually the furthest that Wayne Alexander has ever been. The 9th round. That's something new for him after 9 professional years.
Well, he's still managing to win the rounds. Alexander just doing that bit more.
One round, and I think they just want to see this out. All go away for Christmas and get back together in the new year for some more of those hill runs. Look at that. Double the amount of punches landed for Alexander, but James Cook has kept Mellis in, and he hasn't let anyone down, really.
No, he's done his best. He got lucky, I think, last time because Alexander wasn't prepared as he should be. This time Alexander's come in fit, but he's done well still to be there. Mellis took some good shots, fired back at times.
Just be sensible. He says he's going to have a go in the last round. Needs concentration. Final round. Interesting affair. Good little rematch. Turned into a bit more of a workout for Wayne Alexander than maybe the firestorm that we thought would erupt after 3 or 4 rounds. That's probably just suited him.
Yeah, I think it does him good to get the rounds in the bag. I think that'll help him. He needs to get into later rounds and just see that his stamina is okay. He'll get a bit more confidence from that as well.
That's it, only 2 rounds he went with Howard Clark in February, and 2 against Takalu, 4 in 2004. So this is much needed. And it also goes to show that his power is not going to get rid of everybody.
That's right. You can't rely on the power. You need to box and pick the points up, and that's what the things he's got to learn.
Hasn't hasn't been the dramatic, explosive slugfest, but there have been moments, and Alexander's been patient and used his head and has thought about this. I mean, he could not let this happen again. He couldn't be defeated by Delroy Mellis tonight, otherwise that is surely career over.
Yep, that'd be the end of the road for Alexander, so there's an awful lot resting on this. Looks like it's not going to be no big action in the last round. I think Alexander just happy to get through it. He's got the win, if he can just see out the last minute. Mellis, I thought, might have just went for it a bit more in this round, thrown the big shot, but he hasn't done that. Quite surprised.
Cute right hands from Alexander, who goes through the motions in the last 45 seconds. Ken Curtis, when that bell goes, will make it official. We've seen one or two controversies recently, Glenn, but surely not here.
No, there shouldn't be any problems at all. He's pretty much dominated this fight throughout, Alexander. Pretty decent performance without ever being spectacular.
Yep, careful and considered. A thoughtful display from Wayne Alexander, who's just easing his way through to the final bell. Right on his feet. I think he's probably enjoyed his work tonight. Mellis tries to dig those body shots in at the end, and Ken Curtis raises Wayne Alexander's hand aloft. There's a lot of smiles between the South London rivals, and Alexander gets the revenge, and on the whole, Glenn, impressed with that.
Yeah, it was a good enough job. He got 10 rounds in the bag, so that'll help him. He looked good at times, but you know, they could have been a little bit more impressive. A few more shots and combinations could have went in, but I think overall he's pretty pleased.
Bring on some bigger fights in 2005 for Wayne Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of non-title light middleweight action, referee Ken Curtis has scored the contest for Mellis 94 points, for Alexander 100 points. Your winner, Wayne Alexander the Great.
First time I went in the ring with a little bit of fear, you know, I had a knockout from what happened last time on my mind, you know, it was in the back of my mind throughout the fight really. You know, I could have opened up a lot more and earlier and I could have stopped him, but, you know, I was worried about going, you know, 10 rounds and, or, you know, blowing up. And like I said, I was worried about, you know, getting caught like I did last time, so I played it safe.
Will it be beneficial to you be boxing more this evening?
Definitely, yes. First time I've been 10 rounds. It's the first time I've been past 8 rounds, so, you know, it's good, you know, to get the rounds out, and, you know, it's a good experience for me.
You're known for your knockout power, but did you want to show you could box a bit again tonight?
Yeah, I've always wanted to show that. You know, I've got boxing skills, and I think I showed the fans, you know, my doubters, I can box a bit as well. You know, I had a good jab, and I was throwing the combinations, you know, and I showed I got skills as well, you know, as well as a punch.
And you're happy with your progress under new trainer John Breen in Belfast?
I'm happy, yeah. You know, my fitness was shown tonight. You know, I can go 10 rounds. You know, I could have gone 12 rounds. So I'm happy with John and happy with, you know, the way things are going.
Takaloo was at ringside. He's calling out for a return, a rematch. What do you make of that?
Oh, you have to earn it, Takaloo. You know, I beat him last time. You know, I proved it. You know, I'm the better light middleweight. You know, I think you have to go back to you know, fighting 8 rounders first, and then maybe win the title. Then I'll fight him. You know, I'm looking at bigger and better things. Looking at hopefully Daniel Satnos or one of the major world champions. You know, Takaloo can wait.